The following video won't resonate with every Scorpio. Each Scorpio is different, therefore I can only really speak for myself, being the Scorpio man that I am. If you want to inquire more about the Scorpio you're dealing with, be sure to use a natal chart calculator in the description below, and more importantly, enjoy the video.
Subscribe to Awaken Mind.
Scorpio, the 8th sign of the zodiac. Quite the interesting sign indeed. Unlike the other signs, we are one of 3 signs to be ruled by 2 planets, Pluto and Mars. The sign in itself represents a lot of things: death, rebirth, transformation, etc. But I think it's safe to say that I as a Scorpio am definitely up there when it comes to being one of the most hated of the zodiac. The problem with me is people tend to dislike or maybe even fear the things they don't understand. And unfortunately for me, being misunderstood is a common theme for Scorpio. Now let's talk about why. Vindictiveness. People often associate me with revenge and hatred. People tend to assume I'm just flat out mean. My resting face is typically very serious, and I'm not very talkative with most people I meet. Vindictiveness is only a trait found in unevolved Scorpios and children. Similar to Aries, which some would consider to be Scorpio's other half, I can be quite impulsive. But not just impulsive, I'm very reactive. I might think things through before I react. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just react. It takes a lot for me to just explode in a fit of rage, but when I do, I do. Generally speaking, I don't seek vengeance unless I was genuinely attacked, or even worse than that, seen a loved one was attacked. Speaking of loved ones, this leads me to my next point. Possessiveness and Jealousy. Due to the fact that we live in a world of casual dating and casual sex, we don't really know if we can embrace that loyalty side of ours. We don't really feel the need to ever break out of our vulnerability bubble, because we feel like when we do, then we get taken advantage of and used and abused, because we really care so deeply. And when we show that we care so deeply, people tend to move away or start to walk, because our actions and our way of being so intense gets mistaken for being obsessive and possessive, when in reality, we're just very loyal and caring. As stated before, we live in a world of casual sex and casual dating, and to me, things of that nature aren't so casual. I don't trust very easily, so when I finally decide to trust someone, my loyalty runs very deep. Scorpios as a whole love very deep. When I finally do fall for that one special person, you'll know. In my presence, you'll sense a large aura of intensity, care, and passion, but sometimes this aura can be inconsistent and odd. I'm prone to jealousy and possessiveness, but only because I feel most people can't reciprocate my levels of loyalty. But here's where things can get really complicated. Emotional instability. This isn't really something that's ever addressed, but it's something that needs more light brought to it. Water signs in general are very emotional beings. Now add to the fact that Scorpios are very passionate and intense. You'll either be overwhelmed or very intrigued. All this should be a good thing though. Wouldn't this make Scorpio the ideal partner for a relationship? Well, yes and no, depending on what you're looking for. The one thing I have that hinders me from being that ideal lover is my fear of vulnerability. I hate being vulnerable, but it's not without reason. I know what humans are capable of doing. I know I'm prone to being taken advantage of. I've been there before on multiple occasions, each instance different from the last, yet it always ends in me being disappointed and full of regret. I noticed that as of recently I have a thing where I try and deny my feelings. I feel so deeply, I truly do, but sometimes I feel like people don't understand that about me. So I tend to deny my feelings for others, and I might just even lie right to your face about how I feel about you, so I can protect myself from pain. I can be calm and composed, but when things get hectic, I might get frustrated and either have erratic speech patterns or not want to open up at all. Yes, I might be very wise and can analyze and explain things very well, but when it comes to explaining myself, well, not so much. I fear commitment because I know I can get hurt. When I finally lower my guard, I might just catch a left hook to the face. That fear and that doubt has always kept me from doing certain things, until I realized this. Summary and final advice. Overall, I can be very passionate, intelligent, loyal, intense, and strong. But I'm also aware that I have my flaws. What I started to understand is that there will always be things in the world that can potentially hurt me. Most of my stress comes from the way in which I react to things, not the actual situations I'm put in. Yes, not getting what I expected from something can be very infuriating and discouraging, but a lot of things in my life are meant to teach me things. So all my Scorpios, understand that unfortunately for us, everything comes in cycles. Death and rebirth are things that are always reoccurring within our lives. Death to old situations and problems, and rebirth to new and improved versions of ourselves. So Scorpio, rid yourself of that fear and you will blossom. And for anyone dealing with Scorpio, my advice to you is be very patient, and not just patient, but understanding. Don't be too pushy because we'll get defensive, but make us feel comfortable. The one thing we really seek from others is acceptance. And don't mistake this for weakness. It's just how we function. And if you show that type of loyalty and care for us, I promise you, you will get the same in return.